Hello, gentlemen. If you've been using olive oil for your health and believe you're doing everything right, I need you to hear this carefully. You may only be getting half the benefit, or even less. And what worries me is not just what you're missing, but what you're slowly losing without realizing it: your strength, your confidence, and that quiet sense of being fully yourself as a man. I've sat across from men in their 60s and 70s who told me the same thing in different words. Doctor, something feels gone. Not just performance, but identity. They blamed age, but the truth is far more unsettling and far more hopeful, because this decline is not simply time taking its course, it's blood flow slowing down, hormones shifting, and small daily mistakes quietly shutting your body down. My name is Dr. James. I'm a urologist with over 30 years of experience, and I can tell you this: what most men believe about aging and sexual function is incomplete. In fact, one of the most powerful ways to restore circulation and support your prostate isn't a pill. It's something simple, something you likely already have in your kitchen, but are using the wrong way. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to unlock what your body is still capable of, and why everything begins with understanding what's really happening to your blood flow after 60. 1. Why blood flow collapses after 60. Let me say this as clearly as I can. The moment your blood flow starts to decline, everything else begins to follow. Not overnight, not dramatically, but slowly, quietly. Until one day you notice something is different. Your erections are weaker, less reliable. You wake up at night more often to urinate, and deep down, you feel a loss you can't quite explain. Here's what's really happening. Inside your blood vessels, there's a thin lining that produces something called nitric oxide. You don't need to remember the name, just remember what it does. It tells your blood vessels to relax and open, allowing blood to flow freely. When you're younger, this system works effortlessly, but after 60, that signal weakens. The vessels become stiffer, narrower. Blood doesn't reach where it needs to go, especially in the prostate and the penis, where circulation is already delicate. And when blood flow drops, function drops with it. Erections become harder to achieve, harder to maintain. Your prostate may begin to swell, leading to frequent urination, especially at night. Testosterone levels can also decline faster when circulation is poor, leaving you feeling tired, less motivated, and disconnected from your own body. I remember a patient named George. He was 69, a quiet man, married for over 40 years. He told me, almost in a whisper, "Doctor, I don't think my wife sees me the same way anymore." It wasn't just physical, it was emotional. He stopped initiating, avoided closeness, not because he didn't care, but because he was afraid of failing. And this is where I need to reassure you. What George was experiencing, what you may be experiencing, is not simply aging, it's circulation, and circulation can be improved. Start with something simple. Move your body every day, even just 10 to 15 minutes of walking. Hydrate properly, and begin paying attention to what supports your blood vessels, not just what gives temporary stimulation. Because in the next part, I'm going to show you why one of the most popular healthy habits men rely on is only doing half the job. 2. Why olive oil alone is not enough. Let me be honest with you. This is where many men believe they're doing everything right, but still feel something slipping away. They switch to olive oil. They hear it's good for the heart, good for circulation, and for a while, they expect something to change. But weeks go by, months go by, and the results never quite match the hope. Here's why. Olive oil does support your blood vessels, but only at a structural level. It helps reduce inflammation. It protects the walls of your arteries, but it doesn't fully activate the process that allows those vessels to open and deliver blood where it matters most. And that process depends heavily on nitric oxide, the signal your body is already struggling to produce after 60. So what happens? You're protecting the system, but not truly restoring its function. Blood flow remains limited. Erections may feel slightly better at times, but not consistent. You may still wake up at night to urinate. Energy still fluctuates. And that quiet frustration begins to grow, because you feel like you're trying, but nothing is fully working. I remember a patient named Leonard. He was 72, very disciplined. He had replaced all his cooking oils with high-quality olive oil. He told me, "Doctor, I've been doing this for a year, but I don't feel the difference I expected." And you could hear it in his voice, not anger, but disappointment. He thought he had found the answer. And I told him something that changed everything. You're not wrong. You're just incomplete. Because this isn't about doing more. It's about doing it right. If you're already using olive oil, keep it. But understand this. On its own, it's only half of the solution. What your body needs now is not just protection, but activation. A way to help your blood vessels actually respond again, to open, to deliver. And in the next part, I'm going to show you the one simple ingredient that completes this process. Something most men already have, but never think to use this way. 3. The missing ingredient, apple cider vinegar. Now here's the part most men never see coming. The piece that's been missing the entire time. You've been trying to protect your blood vessels, but you haven't been activating them. And without that activation, blood simply doesn't move the way it should. Let's talk about apple cider vinegar. It may sound too simple to matter, but what it does inside your body is very real. One of the biggest hidden problems after 60 is unstable blood sugar. Even if you're not diabetic, small spikes in sugar throughout the day can damage your blood vessels. They make them stiff, less responsive, less able to open. And when that happens, blood flow to the prostate and penis becomes weaker, slower, less reliable. Apple cider vinegar helps correct that. It slows down how sugar enters your bloodstream. It supports better balance. And more importantly, it helps your body restore the signals that allow your vessels to relax and expand. That means better circulation, better oxygen delivery, better function. I remember a patient named Samuel. He was 70. He didn't complain much, but his wife noticed the distance. Less energy, less interest, less connection. He told me, "Doctor, I feel tired all the time, and when the moment comes, my body just doesn't respond." He thought it was testosterone, but when we looked deeper, it was his blood sugar and circulation working against him. We made a small change, just a small one, adding apple cider vinegar at the right time each day. Within weeks, his energy began to stabilize. The heaviness he felt after meals started to fade, and slowly, his confidence began to return. Listen, this is not about age taking something from you. This is about your body losing balance and learning how to restore it. If you're serious about improving your blood flow, start paying attention to this. Use raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, just a small amount, consistently, at the right time. Because in the next part, I'm going to show you what happens when you combine this with olive oil, and why that combination changes everything. 4. The synergy that unlocks massive blood flow. This is where everything shifts, and where most men finally understand why nothing worked before. It's not that your body stopped responding, it's that you were never activating the full system at the same time. Because when olive oil and apple cider vinegar come together, something powerful happens inside your blood vessels. On their own, each one helps, but together, they unlock function. The vinegar creates a slightly acidic environment that helps your body absorb the key compounds in olive oil more effectively. These compounds protect your blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and support flexibility. At the same time, the vinegar helps your body restore the signals that tell those vessels to open. So now, instead of just protecting the structure, you're restoring the flow. And when blood flow improves, everything downstream begins to change. Erections become more responsive. Easier to achieve, easier to maintain. The prostate receives better circulation, which can reduce pressure and nighttime urination. Even your energy and desire begin to feel different, because your body is finally delivering oxygen and nutrients where they're needed. I remember a patient named Robert. He was 73. He had already been using olive oil daily for years, but nothing really changed. When we introduced the combination with vinegar, he came back after a couple of months and sat down quietly. Then he smiled. Not a big smile, but an honest one. He said, "Doctor, it's not perfect, but it's back." And what he meant wasn't just physical, It was his confidence, his sense of being present again. And this is what I want you to understand. This is not about chasing something unrealistic. It's about restoring what your body is still capable of when you give it the right conditions. So here's what you can do. Don't separate these two anymore. Use them together, consistently. Give your body both protection and activation at the same time. Because in the next part, I'm going to show you exactly how to take this combination the right way, and why timing may be the difference between no results and real change. 5. Drink it like this. Correct method. This is the point where most men either get real results or quietly give up. Not because the method doesn't work, but because they use it the wrong way. And when that happens, the body never fully responds. Blood flow stays limited. Symptoms remain, and it feels like nothing is changing. Let me make this simple for you. Your blood vessels don't just respond to what you take. They respond to how and when you take it. Timing and consistency directly affect how your body produces nitric oxide, how your blood flows, and even how your prostate handles pressure and inflammation. If you take the right ingredients at the wrong time, you're missing the moment your body is most ready to use them. I remember a patient named Frank. He was 66. He told me he had already tried olive oil and vinegar for weeks with no result. When I asked him how he was using it, he shrugged, just whenever I remember. No timing, no structure. His body never had a consistent signal to adapt. We made one simple adjustment. Every morning, on an empty stomach, he took 3 tablespoons of high-quality extra virgin olive oil mixed with 1 teaspoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar. Nothing complicated, just consistent. Within a few weeks, he noticed his energy felt more stable, then his sleep improved, and, slowly, his morning erections began to return. Here's why this works. In the morning, your body is more sensitive. Blood vessels are more responsive. Absorption is more efficient. You're giving your system a clear signal to activate circulation for the entire day. So here's what I want you to do. Use the right ratio. Take it at the same time each day. Don't skip. Don't guess. Treat it like a daily reset for your blood flow. Because in the next part, I'm going to show you the biggest mistake men make with this method, and why even doing everything right can still fail if you overlook one critical detail. 6. The biggest mistake men make with this method. Let me tell you the one mistake that quietly ruins everything. Even when you think you're doing it right, it's not the ingredients, it's not the timing. It's what you keep doing the rest of the day that cancels it all out. You can take olive oil and vinegar every morning, but if your body stays inactive, dehydrated, and under constant stress, your blood vessels will not respond the way they should. Because circulation is not just about what you consume, it's about whether your system is being used or slowly shutting down. When you sit for long periods, your blood flow slows. Nitric oxide production drops even further, and over time, your vessels become less responsive, no matter what you add from the outside. This is when symptoms linger. Erections may improve slightly, but not consistently. You still wake up at night to urinate. Energy feels unpredictable. Desire comes and goes. And deep down, you start questioning whether anything will truly change. I remember a patient named Harold. He was 74. He followed the method perfectly. High-quality olive oil, the right vinegar, every single morning. But after 2 months, he told me, "Doctor, I don't feel much difference." When I looked deeper, I found the problem. He was sitting nearly all day, minimal movement, very little water. His body had no reason to circulate. We made one simple shift, not a complicated program, just getting him to stand, walk, and move throughout the day. Within weeks, things changed. His circulation improved, his sleep got better, and slowly, his confidence returned. So here's what I want you to understand. This is not just a method, it's a system, and your daily habits are either supporting it or silently destroying it. Start with one change. Break up long periods of sitting. Drink more water. Let your body move. Because in the next part, I'm going to show you a simple daily ritual that brings everything together and helps your body finally respond the way it's supposed to. 7. The daily ritual that restores blood flow. Let me give you something simple, something you can start tomorrow morning, that can begin to change how your body responds, because the real problem for most men is not that their body has failed, it's that it has stopped being activated on a daily basis. Your blood vessels need movement, they need rhythm, they need a reason to open and deliver blood. When you combine the olive oil and vinegar mixture with light physical activity, you are doing two things at once. You're supporting your vessels from the inside and stimulating them from the outside. This is how nitric oxide gets used. This is how circulation improves in a real, lasting way. Here's what that looks like. In the morning, on an empty stomach, take your mixture, then go for a simple 10 to 15-minute walk. Nothing intense, just steady movement. Let your body warm up. Let your blood begin to move. This small routine sends a powerful signal to your system that it's time to function again. I remember a patient named Edward. He was 71. He told me he felt stuck, low energy, weak erections, waking up multiple times at night. He had tried different things, but nothing stayed consistent. When we built this simple morning ritual, he was skeptical. It felt too easy, but he committed to it. A few weeks later, he came back and said something I'll never forget. "Doctor, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel more like myself again." His sleep improved, his energy returned, and slowly, his body began responding in ways he hadn't experienced in years. Listen, this is not about doing something extreme. It's about doing something consistent, something your body can rely on. So start here, keep it simple. Give your body the signal it's been waiting for. And in the final part, I'm going to bring all of this together and show you what it really means to take back control of your health, your confidence, and your identity as a man after 60. 8. Conclusion. It's not aging. It's what you choose to do next. Let me leave you with something deeper than just a method, something I've learned after decades of sitting across from men who thought it was already too late. Your body, especially after 60, becomes more sensitive, more fragile in some ways, but also more responsive than you think when you finally give it what it truly needs. What we talked about today is not just olive oil and vinegar, it's awareness. It's understanding that what feels like aging is often the result of small, repeated patterns, poor circulation, silent inflammation, lack of movement, and habits that slowly disconnect you from your own body. And the moment you begin to correct those patterns, your body begins to answer. Think about where you could be in the next 1 to 5 years. If nothing changes, the path is predictable. Blood flow continues to decline. Energy fades. Confidence shrinks. And many men quietly withdraw from intimacy, from connection, from themselves, not because they want to, but because they believe they have no control. But the opposite is also true. If you start now, if you stay consistent, if you support your body with simple, habits, your circulation can improve. Your energy can stabilize. Your function can return in ways that feel natural, not forced. And more importantly, your sense of self can come back. This is not about chasing youth. It's about protecting what still belongs to you. So don't wait for a breaking point. Don't wait until frustration turns into resignation. Start small. Stay steady, and give your body the chance to prove that it's not finished with you yet. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more guidance designed for men who refuse to give up on themselves.